Thank you very much for joining me in this evening, viewers and subscribers. Now, the battle of who takes the APC governorship ticket in Delta State between the governor of the state, Sheriff Oborowori, and Ovie Agege in the state have escalated. It is no longer a matter of speculation that these two people are at loggerheads vying for that governorship ticket in the party. Now, the problem here is that according to the ideas that define Nigerian politics, a governor automatically takes the leadership of the political structure in the state. They regard him as the political leader in the state, not because of his influence on the political happenings in the state, but that name, that title, or that authority follows the fact that he is the governor of the state. But contrary to that idea, since Sheriff Oborowori decamped from the People's Democratic Party to the APC, Agege has continued to insist that he still owns and controls the political structures in the state, and he is still the leader of APC in the state. And now he has he's still insisting that he has eyes on the governorship ticket of the party. If a governor doesn't decide that, okay, I'm not going to run for second term, or the party have not decided that, okay, we will not give you the party's ticket, everybody knows that how politics works in Nigeria. The governor automatically picks the next term's ticket in the party. But in the case of Delta State, it is different, because you are talking about Ovie Agege, who has held the party for a very long time, who has been in the party, and who everybody knows that he has kept the party alive before these people joined the party in April. But going against the ideas that defines politics in Nigeria, whether it is lawful or not, but everybody knows that if you are a governor of the state, you assume the political structures of the state, you are the leader of political happenings in the state, and then grabbing the next ticket to run for your second term is just like a walk in the park. But that has become a nightmare for Sheriff Oborowori. This is what we were telling them when they started jumping camps and moving from the APC, from the People's Democratic Party to APC. And now they are seeing it with their eyes. And I believe that they are now frustrated to a point that they are now regretting why they made that decision. And the fight between these two top figures in the party have escalated to a point that other political figures in the party have now been invited to come and settle these two political figures that are supposed to unite for the progress of the party. I'm going to bring you the details of what is happening in Delta State between the governor and Ovie Agege. But before I bring you these details, I want to tell you that it is not only regarding the political positions that we are seeing fights in Delta State. Now there is failure in governance too, to a point that you see series of protests in Delta State because of governance failure. Now watch this video and see what is happening. The protest that is going on in Itope West, is it south or west local government, because of the absence of electricity. These people are saying for 4 years or 3 years they have not had electricity, and they are coming out to protest that they need electricity. Just watch this video and see what is happening in Itope South local government, the protest that is going on because they are demanding for electricity. And then after these details, we'll come back and continue.
We need light, too. We need light. Money we supply the pay, they have the money there. 3 years, whatever we miss our local light, 3 years. Money that people will have to sacrifice. Not the end of the cost. Let the money we supply better. I will suffer for life for 3 years.
We need rest. We need rest. Canadi. We need rest. We need about 3 years now. We not get rest.
You watched the video, right? Now you accept with me that leadership has also been the problems of Delta State. It is not only about political fights among political figures of who takes this position or who controls what or not, but governance is also a major problem in Delta State. Now, this is not the first time a particular community is carrying out protests demanding for good governance in their state. That is the headquarter, a local government headquarter. How can you tell me that a headquarter have not had electricity for over 3 years? The same thing early this year. People came out to protest from the same Delta State. And what the governor could do was order police and other security agencies to disperse the protesters violently. And then I don't know if that problem has been solved and another one is happening again. It was in the same Delta State that early this month, a group of people came out and protested that Fulanis are now capturing their land and they are displacing original and the natural habitats of their lands, even claiming ownership that the lands belong to them. And now and again, we are seeing this situation, this protest again in that local government. This is a local government headquarter. Even if in other parts of the state, if there is no light, there is no electricity, people will understand. But in a local government headquarter have suffered without light for 3 years, you should know that this is a problem in that state. So governance, because politicians are fighting on who controls which positions, shouldn't affect governance. But this is what is happening all over Nigeria, beginning from the top. That because these people are now preparing for elections, they have abandoned governance completely and they have refused to attend to the plight and the challenges that confront their people. And Nigerians are crying. And we have almost 2 years to this election. But these people have abandoned everything that they are supposed to do to benefit their indigents. And they are focused on what they should do, the fight that they will engage in, how they will mobilize people to win tickets and win general elections. Now let's get back to my first story as I bring you the details of what is going on between the governor of the state and Ovie Agege on who takes the governorship ticket of the party. And then after these details, we'll come back and wrap up this update. Data 2027, Oborewori Agege flex Moses. Senator Ovie Agege, the former Deputy Senate President, has been disquieted since Right Honorable Sheriff Oborewori, the governor of Delta State, defected to All Progressive Congress and seized the leadership of the party in the state from him. Obasiri Agege, the Delta APC 2023 gubernatorial candidate, has reason to be demurred. The government house in Asaba, the state capital, which he wished to occupy in 2027, for which he had earlier served Oborewori a quit notice, is becoming elusive by the day. As an experienced politician familiar with the way politics is played in Nigeria, he knows it is difficult to halt an incumbent governor in the same party from grabbing a re-election ticket. The actions of party leaders and members previously loyal to him compelled the former Deputy Senate President to reposition to Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, to re-strategize. He came to meet him, that's the governor coming to APC to meet Agege, as the leader of the party. However, by the party's constitution, the governor is the automatic leader of the party. It is therefore the responsibility of the governor to see how best they can meet and accommodate him and his supporters. They should discuss, and the governor can propose, for instance, that there should be room for him, that Agege, to go back to the Senate. And since the Senate presidency has been zoned to the South, they can work to project him to secure the position for another principal position in the Senate. If the governor is making all these moves and the man rejects them, all his moves will be known to the public. If he continues to be rigid, the people will not be happy with him, and they will ask if he expects the governor to leave the seat for him. Sheriff Oborewori is the governor. He presides over the state. The governor is supposed to meet with him to discuss the sharing of councillors, boards, the state executive councils, and other appointive positions. We should not forget that it's not the entire PDP in the state that came with him to the APC. Some are still in the PDP, and the people he should use to fill these ones that didn't come with him are those that are in the APC. Despite the ongoing plotting and counter-plotting for the 2027 gubernatorial ticket, no political leader had boldly come out to voice the things happening behind closed doors until Senator Ngwaboshi, the former chairman of the Senate Committee of Niger Delta and a close ally of Omar Agege, blew the lid off a few days ago. His words: "I have told him," that's Omar Agege, "that he cannot run if he remains in the APC and the governor remains in the APC. He cannot win the party's primary, and it will be difficult for him to win the elections. I had a private meeting with him and I told him my position." You've heard it right. Now, these top political figures in the states that have been called to extinguish this fire that is going on between Omar Agege and the governor of the state believe that Omar Agege must not insist on taking the governorship ticket of the party in the state. But the problem here is that if they favor one person and the other person gets angry and leaves the party, or he decides that okay, he will not commit fully to the progress of the party in the state, the party stands a chance of losing its popularity, and then another party in the state might take over the state. So you are talking about Ovie Omar Agege, who has been in the party, who have kept that party breathing before these people came in. So what they are trying to do, they are trying to engage in a dialogue so that Omar Agege doesn't leave with anger. Because if he leaves with anger and they decides that, okay, even though he doesn't leave the party, but is not going to commit 100% for the victory of the party in the state, his own followers too are going to follow his path. And then the party is going to might lose its control in the state. So the suggestion where they are trying to employ dialogue here is that they are trying to see if there is going to be space, or they can create a space for Omar Agege at the National Assembly for him to return to the Senate. And they are now telling the governor that please, this man has held this party, has organized this party. He was the one that keeps this party surviving, that kept this party surviving before you came into the party. By what defines the conviction that defines the activities of any political party in Nigeria is that, yes, you are the governor, you take the control of the party structure. But please, this man cannot leave the party, or we can't afford to losing his commitment in the party. So all we have to do is that you should work together on political decisions that have to do with the state. Sit together with him and know how you are going to apportion councillors and other political positions in the state. Because you didn't come with that maximum force from the People's Democratic Party, because majority of the people refuse to follow you to the party, and the electorate are saying they will not support you in the APC. So you need the force from this man. You need his commitment. So we cannot discard him. All we have to do is to employ wisdom and make sure we don't lose his commitment because of the anger that might follow we supporting you. That is what is going on. But I tell you, the governor of the states, because of the political ego that they have, he will not be willing to always call Ovie Omar Agege to the table and say, okay, this is what I want to do. How are we going to do it? Okay, these are the number of councillors that we have. You take half, I take half, and then bring the names, nominate people for positions. The governor will not be willing to accept that. But I always fall back to this point that these people had total control of their former political parties. When I'm saying them, I'm involving the governor of Akwa Ibom State. They were lords in the People's Democratic Party. Whoever dared to challenge their decisions or tell them that, okay, you must liaise with this man to take political decisions, they will be sleeping at night and knowing that they already have the next governorship ticket in the bag. But they left their political parties and joined the APC. Now somebody has to be begged. He has to now call somebody to the table before he makes conclusion of political decisions in the party, as if he's not the sole governor of the state. The chickens are now coming back to roost, right? They are now biting their fingers, regretting their decisions, the decisions that they took. But right now, it is too late to reverse that. Even though they want more than every other thing, any other thing in this world, and to come back to the People's Democratic Party. But the time has passed. They cannot reverse their decision because a heavy hammer is raised on their heads. If you talk, that hammer will strike you. And that is what fits them. That is what really suits their decision of betraying their people and the political party that gave them these positions. Thank you very much for watching my videos. Always remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Please turn on the notification bell so that I'll be the first person to be notified whenever I have another update. Write your comments in the comment section so I can hear your thoughts and opinions about my videos, and always remember to give me a thumbs up for my videos. Thank you very much. We'll meet very soon.